welcome to Casa Naturals. If you're new on my channel, you're so welcome and you're on the right channel. Thank you so much to my 54 subscribers. You are my jewels. I thank you for your support and your love, and God bless you. So I also thank my viewers for watching my videos. I know that one day you are going to subscribe. Yes. So if this is your first time on my channel, click on that red subscribe button and subscribe now. So today we are going to talk about a very important topic, a spiritual lesson. So like, do catastrophes come as a punishment from God? What about famines, floods, all those difficult times in our lives? Like, do they come because God is angry? We'll find out more about this. So make sure that you watch this video until to the end. So the title of our message is A Catastrophe Sent from God. Sodom, a city and destruction. So we are reading from Genesis chapter 19, verse 12 to 13. So God was speaking to Abraham. Remember, Abraham was Lot's uncle. So Lot was the nephew to Abraham. So God is, having a conversation with Lot through the angels sent to Sodom and Gomorrah. So according to Genesis chapter 19, verse 12 to 13, he's saying, do you have anyone else here, sons-in-law, sons or daughters, or anyone else in the city who belongs to you? Get them out of here, because we are going to destroy this place. Should a catastrophe be read as God's punishment from God? Do floods, famines, earthquakes come because God is angry? The Bible answer is yes, sometimes and sometimes not. In Genesis, God used them to advance his plans. In Genesis, several catastrophes seems to just happen. They were not punishment or a warning, though God used them to advance his plans. These include famines, such as the one that brought Joseph to power, that is according to chapter 41, a war, chapter 14, and a rape which happened in chapter 34. But a few catastrophes, God took full credit for, like that one at Sodom and Gomorrah. As usual, the Bible shows little or no interest in telling us the scientific facts about the destruction. Was it a volcanic eruption? The Bible doesn't say. The area now apparently at the bottom of the Dead Sea cannot easily be investigated. So the Bible stresses not how it happened, but why. Gang rape. Sodom was a reached place. The whole town saw the coming of the strangers as a chance for homosexual, gang rape. Sexual violence was not the town's only problem. According to Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 49, says that Sodom was arrogant, overfed, unconcerned. They did not help the poor and the needy. So God would not have let the city stand if Abraham could have located just 10 persons. If Abraham had located at least 10 righteous persons, Sodom and Gomorrah would have been stood even at this time. But you discover that, as such 10 people never existed at that time. So God's patience was running out. Now, years later, Abraham had refused to accept a well-earned reward from the government of Sodom. That is according to Genesis chapter 14, verse 21 to 24. Like, you can go back to the Bible. Remember, Abraham and Lot, they had their servants were quarreling. So like, they had to separate. They had to go their way. So like, for Lot, he chose Sodom. Yes. And Also, Abraham like chose the other place. You also discover that, Lot made a bad decision because he went to Gomorrah, a place where later God destroyed that city. Now, a war happened there, and then Lot was taken as a captive and all his belongings. So now a servant came to tell Abraham about what had transpired back in Sodom and Gomorrah. That's how Abraham brought his troops, and everyone was ready, and they went to pursue the enemies who got hold of his nephew. And that's how that's how Lot was rescued. Yes. Now, when they saw that Abraham had done such, a good thing, they wanted to reward Abraham, but Abraham refused. According to Genesis chapter 14, verse 21 to 24, like Abraham had refused to accept even a well-earned reward from the government of Sodom. He wanted nothing to do with them, with such a society, but Lot had chosen the path of prosperity, the easy and successful life on the fertile plain near Sodom. So like Lot became a somebody there. So like he became a civic heavy who made important decisions in the city gate. So he was entangled with life in Sodom, and he hesitated to leave until it was nearly late. Now, when Sodom went up in smoke, his his hard-earned importance disappeared too. The shock was too great for him, unable to start over. So he ended up in a cave, too drunk to know that his two daughters were having sex with him. He's the perfect example of a man who excessively tangled in a corrupt system cannot bear to leave it behind. Now, Jesus did not tell his followers to think of Sodom simply as, those terrible people. He warned them that he's also warning us that. Want them to say that God would be even more harder on those who saw Jesus' miracles but ignored them. Yes. So, like eventually, that is according to Matthew chapter 11, verse 24. Or perhaps we should read that verse. So we are reading Matthew chapter 11, verse 24. But I tell you that it would be more bearable for Sodom on the day of judgment than you. Like, dear friends, we need to understand that God's patience has a limit. Yes. So, like, one life question that we need to consider in our study today, like, are any catastrophes of our time punishment from God? How would you know? Remember, we are going through a global crisis that has turned our economy upside down, which has affected each and every person living on this planet Earth. Now, the question is, does it imply that it's a punishment from God? How can we know? Yes. So, like, thank you so much, dear friends, for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do so and click on that subscribe button and subscribe now. If you want to be seeing more of this kind of videos, then give me a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.